Hey, this is Doug.
I'm Greg.
And this is Mike.
And you're listening to the It's Funny, That Makes It Okay podcast. And we hope you enjoy the show. Here we go. Welcome. You are listening to the It's Funny, That Makes It Okay podcast. I am Doug.
I am Greg.
And this is Mike.
And we're so glad you guys tuned in. We've got just kind of a hodgepodge show going tonight. I don't know. Actually, a lot of medical talk.
Yeah,
do a lot of medical talk. That stems. I had my 50th physical, my 50-year-old physical this last week. So that prompted some medical things.
So you're going to talk about all the poking and prodding.
Prodding. Yes. You know, taking of fluids, all that, all the fun stuff that you get at 50 years old. It's absolutely fantastic.
I had my 60-mile tune-up last year.
It's lots of fun.
Yeah.
It's lots and lots of fun. But I got a medical quiz for us in a segment. First, though, Mike's got a couple of stories, looks like, about school and birthday parties. Then we'll get into our medical. I think Greg's got an app review. We're going to do medical quiz, talk about physicals. We've talked before how America is sliding and we're way down the scale with our education, and now we've slipped down the scale in another aspect as well. So we're going to touch on that.
Did we slide down the scale, or we still, were we ever?
I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't really say.
We will find out.
And then we're going to wrap it up with a story about AI, because we love AI here and robots. So just another link in the chain of how they're going to kill all humans.
I need some artificial intelligence. My real intelligence and all that stuff. All that good.
Yes. All right. So everything going good? You guys got anything you want to pop off about real quick, or?
No, not really.
No, not really.
Got through probably since last podcast. We had Easter in there. We had a good Easter. Some good ham and potatoes and all the fixings that go with that.
Find all the eggs?
Found all the eggs. I just hide them for myself at that age I'm at.
So you just put them down like, I don't know where they're at. Has anyone seen the eggs?
It is funny, though. You put out 50 and you tell the grandkids, okay, go out and find them all. And they get done and they found 49. It's like, oh, great. Now we got to find the one.
Did you find the one?
We did. Actually, they had it. It just got put to the side. So Caden was probably hoarding it for the dollars that he was getting out of one. He kept going around, I'm rich. I'm rich.
And then we introduced the concept of taxes.
Yeah.
You're not really rich.
Yeah.
And then if socialism kicks in, we took a few more dollars for that, too.
Yes. Gave it to some kids just walking down the street.
Yeah.
He didn't have any.
It was Caden's money, and it became our money.
It's everybody's money.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got one thing I'll get into.
Get into it.
And I just sent you guys the picture. Not all of our listeners. I can if you guys want to
send all the listeners a picture.
My wife photoshopped this and photoshopped it. No. Screenshotted it and sent it to me. There is a sale that's going on. They're selling clothing, and we have talked many times in the past about choose your wording carefully. How do you word something? How do you want it to sound? How do you want it to look? Businesses do it. People do it. Whatever. So they're having a garage sale. Okay.
This is up in my neighborhood, actually.
Yes. Yeah. It says huge plus-size woman's clothing. So I don't know if it's a huge sale for plus-size women's clothing.
But it's not even women. It's woman.
Woman's.
So it's only for a singular woman.
Or if it's just huge plus
is.
Size, it's huge plus size. This isn't your normal everyday run-of-the-mill plus size. This is huge
circus
plus
tent
size
stuff, man.
This is gigantic plus size women's clothing.
Or maybe the woman is plus size, this giant woman.
It could be a huge woman's plus size clothing. So I don't know. I thought that was funny, but I did. Isn't it funny how they have all the sizes, but if you're a plus size woman, it's like they have their own department area in the clothing store, or own section plus size.
Right next to the petite section.
Well, it usually is, and it's plus size and everything. And I noticed that too when I've been going around shopping. Not for plus size women's clothing. I mean, sometimes they're comfy, but it's like here we have our normal, regular, everyday clothing, and then we got a mouse in here.
Yeah. My mic was like,
is it moving?
Kind of moving. Don't want it drooping down again like it did that one time.
No,
you don't want
you don't
want dropsy.
You don't want dropsy.
No.
That's right. You don't want dropsy.
We'll flush you down the toilet. That's another.
I'll be
reference from another
obliterated.
episode.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's not bad enough that you already have to go and get the bigger clothes. They give you your own area, so you can't even like mingle in. I mean, everybody knows it anyway, but you can't mingle in. And another thing I noticed too is they've started to have plus size or larger mannequins, and men and women. Like when you go to the big and tall, they have bigger mannequins now.
Yeah.
Because I guess I couldn't just picture it. I don't need the plus size mannequin maybe, but. And why don't they have these same areas for like real small people? Like, the size 0. They don't have, they have big and tall for men, but they don't have, short and scrawny for,
Wimpy.
yeah. Big and tall. Plus size for the plus size ladies.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out
I
there.
like Q in her little, headline here. It says, please read all information. I am still trying to price, so I don't have prices available. So the huge clothes must take a long time to price because they're huge.
They are huge.
So she hasn't
It
finished.
takes a long time to get to the end of the clothing.
Yeah.
Each piece you got to get, there's the end. Put a tag on it.
She's probably still pricing today.
Probably is.
But she doesn't have prices available.
No.
It says that.
And don't ask. Just read all the information.
That's right.
So, all right. Well, that's all I had.
All
Just
right.
that one little thing there.
Yeah. Mike and I are going to go to some garage sales out in this neighborhood this weekend. Maybe we'll look at the huge woman's clothing.
You want to look at the huge woman clothing?
Well,
or the
maybe
huge
whatever's there.
We'll have to see what it might mean, actually.
Yeah.
Stop by.
We'll research for the podcast.
Sounds like a wiener.
We'll bring you on site.
On site.
Yes.
Man from the street.
That's right.
All right.
All right. Well, let's fire away with the next.
Got a couple stories here. I kind of thought these were just humorous little stories to talk about. Doug mentioned earlier we've been sliding in the education rankings here in this country. And this next story got, I don't know, might shed some light on that, maybe.
Maybe this is the reason why.
At least
Maybe
an indicator, if nothing else.
One of the many. But I saw a headline. Well, first off, I guess I'll ask you guys. Do you guys do show and tell as kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love show and tell.
I did too. It was one of the highlights of my childhood.
I don't remember when it stopped, but did it for a couple years, I think, at least.
Yeah.
You start in grade school.
Yeah, I don't really
like
recall.
Maybe third or fourth grade.
Yeah. Yeah, something
maybe.
like that. That's what I was thinking. Well, a kindergartner took full advantage of the show and tell at his school. The headline caught my attention was Kindergartner brings tequila to school, shares with classmates.
Well, and out of any alcohol you'd want to bring to school,
that's right.
tequila would be the
Well,
one.
they want
That's
margaritas. I mean, they can make some margaritas. Wonder if one of the kids is brave and ate the worm.
Okay, so this story came from Livonia, Michigan.
Wow, that shocks me. I thought for sure this would have been Tennessee, Alabama.
That would have been
Georgia.
whiskey, Greg.
Oh, yeah.
Not tequila.
Yeah, not sophisticated like tequila.
Yeah, we need some, Tennessee sipping whiskey
Yeah,
or something like
some
that.
Jack Daniels.
Moonshine.
Yeah.
Here we go. Homemade.
That's what the kindergartners take down there.
Yeah, that's right.
So Michigan, they're more
Michigan.
sophisticated. They do their tequila.
Right. It starts off, it says, some Michigan parents are upset because their kindergartner shared... Some. Not all. Some.
A couple of them are angry.
Yeah, why some? Wouldn't all Michigan parents?
Wouldn't
all the
think.
parents in the school be upset?
Mommy, I had a tequila.
You know we're a whiskey family. What are you doing?
Come on, Mom, we did shots today.
Well, you're going to take Royal Crown next week. Show them tequila.
Oh. So it says, one child in Michigan shared a bottle of Jose Cuervo mix with 10% alcohol content with her classmates before a teacher put a stop to it. Alexis Smith said she got a call from her daughter's school at Grand River Academy. There were so many thoughts running through my mind, like, oh my goodness, what if it was open before the girl brought it to school? How much was it? Anyway, they told her that the kindergartner classmate had brought a pre-mixed bottle of tequila and shared it with 4 of the classmates, including Mrs. Smith's 5-year-old daughter.
Where did the kid get it? Did they stop by the convenience store and go to some older guy? Hey, can you go in there and get me a bottle of tequila?
I'm going to assume it probably came from home.
Yeah.
They grabbed it.
I just figured
maybe they're setting up a little bar. It's like Cheers. Norm!
Well, we were just telling you, we've been watching that show on Netflix with the little Japanese kids that they send them to the market and stuff. Well, maybe in Michigan they're doing that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But instead of productive things, it's like,
yeah, this kid
get out, see how many of your classmates you can get drunk. All right.
So yeah, it didn't say. I was also interested in that.
Yeah.
But it didn't say in the article, at least anywhere that I saw. But, I mean, the rest of it, you can imagine how that went. Tequila was shared, drinks were had, all was well.
Kid got a BUI on the way home,
Yeah.
bicycling under the influence.
Yeah.
Cop pulls him over. Okay, walk the line.
Could be busing under the influence.
Could be.
They're on the bus.
And actually it'd be the crossing guard probably.
Next week they're bringing Jello shots.
Party!
So it starts with tequila, but it definitely doesn't end with tequila.
Kids pouring drinks. Tell me your problem.
That's right.
The stupid 2 + 2. I can't ever get it. Is it 5? Is it 3? Why do we need to know?
They got peanuts at the bar or something set out.
What's the matter, Mike?
Pretzels.
Oh, my recess girlfriend has cooties. Pour me another one. We've all been there, Mike. We've all been there.
Oh. So there we go. Other countries are putting their kindergartners through rigorous math and science training, and our kindergartners are starting bars.
Got their mixology
well,
book.
if you're not going to be smart, you need to learn how to handle your booze.
That's right.
Oh, goodness. So I thought that one was good. I got another one, too. Have you guys ever had an unwanted birthday party?
An
unwanted birthday party.
Like it was forced on me?
Yeah. Against your will, actually.
I don't think so.
All right.
I've been to some I didn't care for, but I mean...
Of your own?
Yeah. I was older.
Well, that's it. We'll get back to Mike's story. Let's crack this nut.
It was no, never mind. It's not a big deal.
I thought it was when you were like, I thought you were going to tell your 17-year-old party, the most depressing birthday party I've ever heard in my life.
It was my 18th.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not
I don't
sure
know
I
if you
know
feel
this.
comfortable.
No, I'm fine.
You want some Kleenexes?
Real quick.
Here's some. Hang on. Let's slide the box of Kleenexes down. We're going to open up some wounds.
Yeah. So
where's that 5-year-old with the tequila? Because I think Greg's going to need it. He's going to need something after this.
Yeah. No, it was just my 18th birthday. My parents had a number of my friends come over. My mom always liked to make a cake for all of us, and
My mom did too when I was like 6. But
yeah, mom, you know my mom.
Yeah, you would have got the cake.
Yeah, we got the cake at 18, and she thought 18th birthday, I'm going to have his friends come over. We'll have supper. So everybody came over. We had supper, and by that time in our lives, all of my friends were dating. And they all had girlfriends. I did not have a girlfriend. So they all brought their girlfriends. And as soon as the cake was basically candles blown out and we'd eaten a piece of cake, they all booked. And I'm like by myself now. I'm like
a bunch of leftover cake.
Bunch of leftover cake. Somebody had given me the tape, Jay Giles, Love Stinks.
Oh, man.
So I popped that in my cassette deck, drove around.
Eating cake while you're driving around in your Trans Am. Keep rewind after the Love Stinks. Keep going again.
Well, then I went to Centerfold. No, Love Stinks.
Oh,
it was
man.
like, so yeah, that was not a good birthday. I mean, it's like I'm driving around going, well, great. Everybody took off and
they bailed.
Now I'm by
Not
myself.
cool, dude.
18 by
See,
myself.
no, your real friends. They shouldn't have brought their girlfriends.
They
should've-
did.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
I might would have bailed right after I would have brought my girlfriend.
Should I get one? I'm on the line.
I think so. What were you thinking? What is the matter with you?
bailing on your friend on his 18th birthday.
That is not right. That is cold.
That is cold.
Well, you know what you should have done, Greg? You should have went for damages.
I should have.
On your treatment.
I think you actually have a case, to be honest with you. I'm usually against.
You think the
frivolous
statute of
lawsuits.
limitations is out on that one?
Probably.
Well, maybe. Things like that can be finicky sometimes. Well, the reason I asked in the first place, sorry to make that
No,
rehash
that's
the
okay.
story.
I'm sorry that I got us off on a whole tangent there. So,
Because the reason I asked was that a Kentucky man was recently awarded $450,000 after his employer held an unwanted birthday party.
wow, you should have sued them.
You know, my birthday's coming up. Maybe work will. I'm going to go in and tell them now.
Do not.
I do not want
Do not.
a birthday party.
So it says a Kentucky man is awarded $450,000 stemming from a lawsuit that alleged his work held him a birthday celebration that he specifically asked them not to throw, which ultimately caused him to have a panic attack and led to his firing days later. So this was kind of an interesting story as I was kind of reading through this. It says, in the party itself happened a couple years ago, but it says on August 7th, the party was arranged in the lunchroom, and it says the guy's name, where was it?
I saw Burling.
Yeah, Kevin Burling
Yeah.
of Kenton County, Kentucky. So
now we're in Kentucky. We're
Yeah.
in the South now.
Yeah. A party was arranged in the lunchroom for his birthday, and upon learning of the celebration on his way to a lunch break, it ended up actually causing him to have a panic attack. And the complaint asserted that he abruptly left the office and took a break in his vehicle to kind of calm himself down. He actually then ended up texting his manager, confronting her about the party he had asked her specifically not to throw for him.
Now, I wonder what happened to him at a young age that made him have PTSD from birthday parties.
Well, it said to somewhere in here, it's something that I remember reading that basically he doesn't like being the center of attention was his thing. And having a birthday party, you know, that kind of puts you on the
Kind
center
of puts you in there.
Sometimes, I guess.
Well, except my birthday where they go off with the girls. I mean, I'm not the center of attention, but
So whenever he's like that, I guess is kind of his trigger, I suppose, for his anxiety attacks or his panic attacks. So, you know, kind of attempting to avoid that at work, he's like, hey, please don't throw me a birthday party. So totally ignoring that, basically. They threw him a birthday party anyway, and it said then, the next morning on August 8th, he was summoned into a meeting with his managers, I think, and one of them was his boss. And actually, he was criticized by one of his bosses regarding his reaction to the birthday celebration, the complaint said. The meeting prompted him to then have another panic attack.
he's got a little problem with panic attacks, doesn't he?
Well, maybe we can see how we feel about who's maybe to blame here at the end of the story.
Oh, okay.
So after suffering this panic attack, he had then asked them to please stop talking about it. Complaints asserted. And then at this point, he starts these coping techniques or whatever. He's asking them to, I don't know, stop or whatever. And then it said, eventually, he ended up leaving that day. I think nothing too else crazy happened. And then I said, following the meeting, he was sent home for he was sent home for the remainder of the day. The following day, on August 9th, the complaint stated that soon after arriving home, he sent his manager a text and apologized for his panic attacks. And then a couple days later, on August 11th, on a Sunday, of all things, his company sent him an email notifying him of his termination, according to the complaint.
Wow.
So because of his subsequent panic attacks, he was canned. He was 86th out of there. So basically, then he ended up suing, for wrongful termination, and roughly the jury ruled in his favor and granted him $450,000 for his mental suffering, lost wages and benefits, and then future wages and benefits, whatever. So
Interesting.
thought that was kind of an interesting story.
Yeah, a couple things I read in there too was that the day after the birthday party when he came back in and he was in there talking, and he said he started having a conversation with 2 other employees, and he started having the panic attack. And it said he employed a coping mechanism, which he learned. Yeah. He says the way he described it is he started hugging himself and asked them to please stop. Okay, that's kind of odd, but whatever, if he's coping.
Yeah.
But what I don't, said the attorney said the 2 employees asked him to cease his coping methods. And when he did not, they left the conference room. And it said that they had him removed from the building during this. So like,
that probably triggered another panic.
Well, what was he hugging? Well, how was he? I mean, what's going on?
I picture Ralph Mouth over in the corner.
Or the dog that loved the snacks. You know, he'd get the cartoon dog and he'd get the snacks and hug himself. But that seems kind of weird. But typically, did you have anything else? Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to wrap it up. I was going to say, do you guys think he was rightfully awarded his $450,000? Who do you think is to blame here, basically? I will start by saying
who's
the villain in this story.
Yeah, I'll start by saying I typically hate the frivolous lawsuits. I hate all the lawsuits. There's way too many lawsuits.
Yes, there are.
I think it's ridiculous. Now, having said that, see, the guy specifically says, I do not want a birthday party.
Right.
Do not throw me a birthday party. So this tells me they must do like a birthday party for everybody's birthday, and he sees it going, and he can see it coming, and he knows, listen, I do not want a birthday party. I don't want it. I don't like him. And then his manager goes ahead and does it. And then when they confront him the next day and cause another panic attack about
Why
it.
am I picturing...
They criticized him for having the panic attack.
Like, you can't help it. You're weak. You're weak, Burling.
Why am I picturing like the party planning committee from The Office?
Yeah.
And even Steve Carell as the boss.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Stop having panic attacks.
Maybe he had a horrible party that all of his friends abandoned him, and he had to listen to Love Stinks and drive around eating cake.
Yeah.
You can't bring these things up and traumatize people again and again and again.
Yeah.
Although I may secretly long for a party.
You may.
I might.
You may.
I was thinking the same thing, too. It's like, if he asks you, please don't do this for me, all you got to do is just don't do a party. I mean, you could mention, maybe say happy birthday, but don't force him into the center of attention.
Oh, no, not happy birthday.
When you first brought this up, my first thought was, this is ridiculous. This is a frivolous lawsuit. It's ridiculous. But hearing the whole story, I'm kind of leaning towards I think the guy was in the right.
Well, undoubtedly the jury did too.
Well, when you ask specifically now for it, they do it anyway, and they call you in and bring it up again the next day, cause another panic attack, and then fire you. I think the company brought it on themselves.
Which it did say that basically, or he was arguing that the panic attacks are what got him fired. And if it stems from something that you say, hey, don't do this, like don't put me in this situation. And I also don't know, I don't think it's said in there, maybe it did, but if he had panic attacks already, like if they had noticed that's part of his personality, ahead of time, then why are you still throwing him a birthday
Yeah, because you would have think those would have
presented
presented at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's not often that you can make $450,000 from a birthday party. So
no, that's a good gift.
Yeah.
For the birthday.
I think he was hugging himself on the way out of the courtroom.
I think he was too. Like I would have made a point of that myself.
Yeah. He's going to his next company, and he's like, "Throw me a party. I love him."
A welcoming party.
Yeah. Now he's got 450 G's. He's center of attention. He loves it.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I had.
Wow. Good.
Crazy stories.
All right. Well, let's move into the medical talk.
Yeah.
It's going to pretty much dominate the rest of this segment.
Yeah.
First, I got a little game we're going to play.
Oh.
I've got some. Now, these are common, everyday medical ailments. I was going to say issue ailments. Some of them aren't even that. There might be just something physically that happens but these are their official names. So I'm going to try to pronounce these. Some of these I might have to use my phone. I'm going to try to pronounce the ones that I can. And I'm going to see, do you think you've ever had these? What are your thoughts on what it is? And we'll go from there.
Great.
So the first one that I have, and I don't have the pronunciation on this one, so I'm gonna have to try it because I couldn't find it. This is Obdormission and paresthesia. I'm blowing this. This is. Let me see if I can find the pronunciation. This is probably not going to work, but we're going to try. Obdormission. And paresthesis.
No. She's still talking.
I tried to turn it off.
Edit.
It's tech, man.
I know it. So, obdormission and paresthesia.
They're two separate words, or
they are two separate words, but they go together. They're two separate things, but it's one
condition,
usually lumped in together.
So what are we supposed to guess?
Yeah. You ever had that before?
Sure.
Okay. What is it?
Hair falling out.
Well, that's a good thought.
I'm going to say, ooh. I think I kind of got a hint. It's in there. Sensation of something. So I'm going to say it's a sensation of your extremities going numb. That's my guess.
Obdormission is when your extremities go numb, and the paresthesia is that prickly tingling feeling you get right after that.
How did you know that?
Well, in her explanation, I heard the sensation of.
Oh.
So I was trying to think of what sensations
not hear
you
that.
could experience. But
You could experience the sensation of hair falling out.
Okay, so I'm going to here's another one. This one did have the pronunciation, so.
Sphenopalatine ganglioneuralgia.
What? Oh my goodness.
Sphenopalatine ganglioneuralgia.
I hope I haven't had this.
Sphenopalatine ganglioneuralgia.
Neuralgia.
Oh
What's
my
an algia?
goodness.
Algia. What is an algia? Like fibromyalgia.
I don't know what that is. I've heard of it, but I don't know what that is.
I think it is a painful swelling, like a bump. Painful bump. I don't know. I'm just.
You both have probably experienced this. It's something that happens to you.
Happens to you.
Yeah, it relates eating or drinking.
Oh, I'm going to go with, I want to say like maybe indigestion or something. Like heartburn or indigestion.
Indigestion or heartburn. I'll say, what am I trying to say? Like choking.
Oh.
Choking sensation, like when you drink and it comes out your nose, or it gets you burns or whatever, or food, you get kind of choked on, gagging, not like blocking your airway, but just a choking. I don't know.
No, it's the term for ice cream headache.
Oh, Slurpee tumors.
Slurpee tumors, ice cream headaches. You ever eat or drink something really cold?
Brain
you get
freeze.
that brain freeze. Yeah, yep.
I get those with no. I mean, I can look at a Mr. Misty at Dairy Queen.
Mr.
And get
Misty
one.
will kill. And I would get them as a kid, and you knew it was coming. And
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do. I've tried all those different remedies. People will say,
roll your
drink,
tongue up.
Put your tongue up there. I've heard people say drink room temperature tap water first, and that'll warm the palate up above. Nothing works. None of it works.
I get those really bad.
Yep. All right. Here is the next one.
Onychocryptosis. Onychocryptosis.
Onychocryptosis.
Onychocryptosis.
Man, these are tough.
Yeah.
I'm going to say joint pain.
Joint pain. That's a good one.
We might need some hints like the last one, maybe, if we want to get in the ballpark.
This has to do with your feet.
I was going to say leg cramps, but maybe it's with your feet.
I'll say
maybe it's stinky feet. Odor.
Good guess.
Odor.
I'm going to say ingrown toenails.
Ingrown toenails.
Oh,
Way.
man. Mike is nailing it.
Ingrown toenails.
Yeah, I think at least I'm going to need a hint. At least direct me to the general.
The general,
vicinity
yeah.
of the body. Yeah.
So, all right. So that was ingrown toenails.
Nasty. Ugh.
Okay, here's the next one. And this one didn't have a pronunciation, so I might be butchering it. So, Aphthoeus stomatitis.
Oh my.
Aphthoeus stomatitis.
I mean, it's Athoeus.
Stomatitis.
Stomatitis.
Yep.
See, I overthink them. Athoeus stomatitis.
It sounds like a skin condition. Does that have to do with your skin?
Kinda?
Oh.
Kinda?
Kinda your skin. Say it again.
Well, here, this might be, or it might just tell you what it is, so.
Well, that's what I'm guessing if that's what it is, if she says it.
Bear with me. Oh,
Oh, nice.
That's a commercial.
That is not what I was expecting at all.
Did you like that?
So it's techno music condition.
Aphthous.
Aphthous stomatitis.
Aphthous stomatitis.
Aphthous stomatitis.
Yeah, it does sound like a skin thing because the titus,
Dermatitis
Yeah,
is what I was thinking of. Say itchy. I don't know. I'm just going to say itchy skin.
You'll say itchy skin. I'll say, he said sort of.
Yeah, well,
I know. I'm just, man, I'm drawing a blank. Inflammation of the armpits.
It's a canker sore.
Oh.
Canker sore. So it did have to do with the skin. It's just the skin of the mouth.
Oh.
All right.
See, that one of those words had the word kind of ganglion in it. The first one, I think, or maybe it's like Megan had a ganglion cyst one time, and that was a large, that's why I said swollen, because it was a large bump on the lip,
Yep.
and she had to have it surgically removed.
Oh.
Well, here we go. I'm going to try this again.
Mersicatio buccarum.
Was that backwards?
Mersicatio buccarum.
Buckera?
Mersicatio buccarum.
Why do these
Mersicatio buccarum.
all sound like some foreign language?
Yeah, they do.
Because I think they're Latin. That's very good. Thank you.
Buccarum.
I didn't pick up on the sarcasm there right at first.
Man.
Buccarum.
Mersicatio buccarum.
I need something.
Sounds like an Indian
This
restaurant.
could be painful.
Oof. I'm going to say a bone break. Well, Doug said it could be painful.
That would.
I'm still going to be. I'm going to say bone break.
Okay.
Why not?
Buccarum. Buccarum. I'm going to say it's a bacterial infection.
Oh, gnarly.
It's the bump that you'll get on your cheek when you bite it, and you get that bump raised up there, and then you keep biting it, and you keep biting it all the time. Yep. So that's Mersicatio buccarum.
I didn't know it had such a sophisticated name.
Here we go. Transient diaphragmatic spasm.
Oh, my.
Transient diaphragmatic spasm.
Well, diaphragmatic, that's going to be...
Most people have probably experienced this,
Hiccups.
but not everybody.
Hiccups.
It can be scary when you get this happen to you. And I would say most of the time it's usually associated with sports.
Okay, well, I'm going to change my guess, but I'm going to let Greg go since I already threw something out there.
So you said hiccups. Diaphragm.
I have a better guess, but I don't want
Do
to
ya?
keep guessing. If you,
Go ahead.
I was going to say when you get the air knocked out of you, when you get the wind knocked out of you.
that could be.
Yeah, that's exactly
it?
what it is. When you get the wind knocked out of you. So that is a horrible feeling. And you're gasping. You sound like a...
Oh, I've had that happen before.
I have to. And it is not fun. All right. Let's try this one.
Sternutate.
What?
Sternutate.
Sternutate. Sternutate.
Sounds like a chemical compound or something.
It does sound like a...
Sternutate. Cracked rib.
No, but it would be very painful if you sternutate with a cracked rib.
Oh, is this an action?
Laughing? Coughing?
What if I said if you sternutate, I would usually respond with something. I would say something.
Sneeze.
Sneeze. Yeah.
There you go. Sternutate. It is a sneeze.
Sternate.
I was thinking sternum. And I thought, okay.
Yeah.
That was a good train of thought.
Yep. So you don't want to sternutate if you do have cracked ribs because it
Bless you.
could. Yes. Gesundheit, bless you.
I'm sorry, I sternutated.
Okay, here comes another one.
Oh, I feel a sternutate coming on.
Don't blow pepper at me. I'll sternutate. All right, we got 3 more here.
Orthostatic hypotension.
Oh, jeez.
I've heard that one before.
Orthostatic hypotension.
Hypotension?
Orthostatic hypotension.
So that's not hyper. Hypo.
Ortho.
Orthostatic.
Hypotension.
Is that something with, is that your teeth? Ortho? Or is that just like your skeleton?
I thought it was like bone. Like,
Skeletal
yeah.
system? Okay.
But hypotension?
Hypotension.
Is that what would overextended something? Muscle.
Hyperextension? Or
Hyper.
something
No,
like
that's
that?
hypo.
Well, I don't know.
Overextended knee.
No, it's that dizzy feeling you get when you stand up too quick. You stand up too quick, you get that
I get
dizzy
that one
feeling.
once in a while.
Well, that's what that is.
Let me try and
we're
stand
down,
up real quick.
down to the final. Oh, Greg just fell over. No.
Horripilation.
What?
Horripilation.
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 I'm going to say something like passing gas on this one.
Could be.
Good guess. Horripilation.
You're letting one rip. You're ripping the
I'll go
way-
out the other end and say burp.
Well, both of those are incorrect. They could be brought on if I told you a scary ghost story, or if it's cold.
Shivers?
Wow. Goosebumps?
Oh,
Goosebumps. That is it exactly.
Horripilation. Remember the series Goosebumps the kids watched?
I do.
It's a good thing they didn't name it by its real name then. Horripilation.
Now-
that wouldn't go over near as well as
I have
Goosebumps.
had this next thing, and it is painful. And I would bet both of you have experienced this as well. Not everybody would experience this one, but I would bet that you two have. Give me just 1 second here while it's coming up. All right. Medial tibial stress syndrome. Medial tibial stress syndrome.
And tibia is one of the bones.
Thought that's your leg. Like your... Or is that your femur? I don't know.
I'm going to say leg cramp.
No. Charlie horse?
Those are both close.
Oh.
Shin splints.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
If you've been in marching band, if you've been in the military, if you had to do any kind of long walking, maybe you've been in track, you have experienced shin splints, and they are painful. Oh, they're terrible. So that was the last one.
All right. Well, while we're on medical stuff, what is the most severe pain you've ever encountered? I'm just curious.
It's a good question.
Yeah. I think mine was falling
My
on-
question is, do you mean like, because there's a couple different things that I'm looking at. Like, you mean like some pains last a long time and that's excruciating, or some, it may be short term, but it is an excruciating pain.
I don't know, whichever you think is the more severe, I guess.
Boy, that's tough.
I've had many severe pains.
I would say when I ripped the meniscus in my knee, that was very painful.
That'd be bad.
And it made a an audible like pop. I heard it. My wife heard it. It was really bad. That was a very bad pain.
How'd you do that?
Sat down in a chair. I have bad knees.
You got to stop those extreme exercises.
I probably had hurt. Well, I know I have. I'd hurt my knee many, many times over the years and had been putting off going to the doctor. I don't want to do surgery. I kept doing that. And then one time I just got in the recliner and I flipped the leg thing up real quick and my knee came up and right when it did a pow, it sounded like almost like a gunshot, like not that, but like a crack. And it was brutal. And I still didn't go to the doctor for about 3 days. I just hobbled around on it at work. And then I finally was like, I can't walk. I can't stand. I can't walk. I can't drive my work truck. I got to go to the doctor and see what's going on. So, yeah, not the smartest thing. Anyway.
You got one? Anything?
I don't know. Like, I had as a kid, like tendonitis that kept coming back, and that's like one Doug said that's not like it wasn't a real sharp immediate pain, but it would just linger,
just
and linger,
ongoing.
And linger. And every time I tried to do something as a kid, my knee would just kill.
Yeah,
But,
I've had tendonitis before. That's painful.
Like I haven't like broken a bone or had ligaments pop, so I don't know. I'm not like at that sharp, intense like
yeah.
pain, but. I mean, other things I've had, like, I fell off ladder one time. That wasn't fun, but I popped back up afterwards, so it's like...
If you're young.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no popping up. Things pop out now when I fall off a ladder, but nothing pops up.
Adrenaline shot. I mean, it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I haven't really experienced those type of things, thankfully, I guess, but...
And your most painful... Don't say your 18th birthday, because that would just be too
That was pretty
brutal.
painful. I was a klutz when I was younger. Now, you would think I would say open heart surgery would be the most painful. But they do so much to get you through that with drugs and, taking care of you that really the most painful of that was healing afterwards, the sternum rehealing. But as far as just like a quick pain that hurt intensely is I fell on some bleachers. And I fell up them. I was running up them, and I tripped on one. My hands missed the next one, went between them, and my forehead hit on the corner of the next set of bleachers. And it split my nose open, and I had to have stitches.
When you hit the bridge of your nose, there's nothing. Even now, when something hits me in the face and my glasses push in, it doesn't even have to be that hard, and you're just furious. It's like I want to smash something.
So I hit the edge of that bleacher, and it was like blood.
Oh, and a head wound will bleed horribly, absolutely horribly.
Yeah, but I had a history. I've broken my left arm 3 times. I stuck my foot. I was riding on the back of a bicycle and stuck my foot in the spokes.
No, that's awful.
Those were all, I was very young, except for the last time I broke my arm, I was in 8th grade. But yeah, I've had my share of, yeah.
My uncle would always tell stories about when he was a kid, like, they basically rented a room in the, in the hospital, in the ER and stuff.
That's how I felt.
He had an honorary room for him in there.
Oh my goodness.
I was taking a bolt off an exhaust system on a car, and I was pulling on the socket wrench, and the socket wrench flew out of my hand and hit me in the forehead. I had one of those cartoon knots that looks like you could push back in. That's pretty painful. Still not as bad as this.
Angry.
Yeah. Oh, it just makes you see stars. You just like, and you're mad.
My wife likes to tell the story that she was at the kitchen doing dishes and looking out the window, and I was outside working on something, car, the lawnmower. I don't remember what it was. And she said all of a sudden she saw this box-looking thing flying through the air and tools flying out of it. I'd been working and I was mad, and I jumped up and I had my toolbox in the back of my work truck, so I had the topper opened up on the side, and I was getting things in and out. And I grabbed the lid and I went to open it. Well, I have one of these toolboxes where you can unsnap it and the lid will pop off so you can carry it with you. Mm-hmm. And unbeknownst to me, I must have accidentally hit the little switches and unlocked it, or the locks on accident. And so I was mad and I grabbed that to jerk that open. And when I did, I smacked myself right in the face and the head with that toolbox with some tools hit me in the face. And I just chucked it over the yard. I had to go pick up all of my tools and go find them. But I'm so
Well, you weren't going to let it have the last thing on it.
No,
Nor
I
should
was
you.
not. Because I just I just chucked it over the truck, down the driveway. Well, Leslie's like, what is going on? She kept out. I was like, fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Foul.
I'm fine. Nothing's happening.
Yeah. Have you ever stubbed your toe in the middle of the night?
Oh, yeah.
That's a painful one.
Yes, it is.
But anyways,
For just
I didn't really
it
want to.
doesn't hurt either. You're like, thunk. You're like, oh, no. Oh, there it is.
Well, it's like as soon as you realize what you just did,
Yeah.
and then it sinks in. It's
Yeah.
like, oh.
So, yeah, I was just curious what we're on medical, thought I'd see what has hurt.
All right.
So-
Well, I had my physical, or did you have?
No, let's forgo the other thing until maybe next week or something.
Okay.
It's,
Well, I don't have a whole lot to do with my physical. I was just going to ask you guys. So I had my 50 year, turned 50, go have the physical. Of course, all the blood work they work up. Of course, I get in there. I went to do my blood work on Monday. The doctor was on Friday. And I'll be honest, the numbers weren't as bad as I thought. They should have been worse because I've been doing terrible. Like, you got to lose weight. I said, yeah, I know. I know.
that's
I'm
a
trying.
standing.
That's just constantly in my chart. Let's lose weight.
Grab a Reese's egg on your way out.
I ate one on the way in, so and then I did so well at the doctor's. I got another one when I left. I got the first one
Well,
because
we're
I was
almost
nervous.
done with the season too.
That's how I cope. I cope with the Reese's, and I celebrate with the Reese's.
Well, and this is after the peep challenge, right? After we did our peeps.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So I had all the
Hey, well,
peep sugar going,
and the numbers still weren't too bad.
but she's like, "Oh, well, let's see. I'm not seeing a couple things that we usually check. I wonder why she looked. Oh, I put the wrong. So it's like, oh, we're gonna have to draw more blood. Can we do that
Oh,
today? So then they had to draw
jeez.
more blood. Then I'm like, come on. Of course, they start talking about colonoscopies and prostates and all the fun.
And some of those other words you rattled off.
Yeah,
probably.
some of those other words. And I know all the ladies that listen are like, yes, I know. You guys go for yearly physicals and exams from the time you're like 16 to, but we don't. We have the big number ones that you hit and then you got to start going,
Yeah.
So we started talking and I know it's not a big deal. My wife and a lot of family members have the colonoscopy. Just go do it. They put you out and it's in and out. You're done. But we did talk about the Cologuard because I'd rather do that than the colonoscopy. You poop in the box. And she says a lot of times,
Throw a little kitty litter in.
a lot of times that they have some, you can get false readings. And she says most of the time they're false positives. You go and you have it and it's nothing. So don't be alarmed if you get it and they say, well, we need to do a colonoscopy. But of course, I've got to check with my insurance first to see because some insurances will pay, some won't. So, but yeah, just all the fun stuff that they do. Check. My blood pressure was high, so I got to check it a couple times. I was supposed to check it over the weekend. I didn't.
Yeah.
But, I'm on blood pressure medicine and it was a little high for that. So they're like, you need it. But it always runs high at the doctor's office.
White coat syndrome.
Yep. White coat syndrome. So
Yeah.
but anyway, that was all. I don't know. You probably don't really. I don't know if you go to the doctors or
No. I could. I mean, that being said, I could obviously take better care of myself, but
I think when I turned 30, I started going for a regular checkup, and
Yeah,
that's why I went in. They're like, "Your blood pressure's high." I'm like, "See," but when I was 30, my dad had a stroke, and so that kind of like, well, maybe I better go get my check. And they're like, "Oh, your blood pressure's high," so they put me on some blood pressure medicine. And
yeah, I don't. Well, the last time I went for a checkup was like before I went into like my second college after I finished community college. That was my last checkup, so it's been a while to this point. So
Yep. I think I started going back when I was in the Rocky Mountains, and I thought they were going to have to helicopter me off of it because I thought I was having height sickness or something like that. It turned out they found that real quick, the reason I had open heart surgery is they found I had an atrial septal defect, which is a birth defect. It's a hole between the upper two chambers of the heart, and they had to fix it. So I had to go through that, which was a barrel of fun. But yeah, when they asked me, when I went through all that, they said, okay, who's your family doctor or my regular doctor? I don't got one. Oh, we're going to assign you one.
Wow.
So, and he retired this last year. I hate change.
So
and
did
it's
my
like,
doctor.
He retired, and now I had to get a different one, and I had never met him. He looks like John McEnroe.
Actually, my doctor didn't retire. He moved into like administration. He's older.
Yeah.
And so I still don't have one. I went to the nurse practitioner. That's who gave me my physical.
I don't want to go to somebody that's got practice in their name.
Well, and thankfully they don't do the prostate exam. They do the PSA test because it's a female. I know I shouldn't. I do feel uncomfortable. Like I don't want you.
Well, hold
sure
it.
it's not her thrill.
I've had both.
No, they told me they just check your PSA. They've been checking mine for a few years.
Yeah, they check mine.
They just check it.
So maybe this one doctor just liked to do it. I don't.
You haven't done it all. My throat hurts. Now put your pants down, bend over. We need to check that prostate, Greg. So you like country music? Oh yeah. So, anyway,
I've had the assume the position test done.
My dad told a story. He was sick one time, and they went in and they had to do the digital exam. He's like, well, and I don't mean like analog digital. I mean fingers. He's like, well, we're going to check you. My dad had said, he said, oh, I hate this. He said his doctor looked at him and he goes, it's no picnic for me. My dad's like, I never thought of it. He was like, yeah, not one of the perks of the job.
Yeah. I figured I'd get a doctor that previously was a construction worker and his hands were like the size of.
Went to medical school on a football scholarship, was a lineman. His fingers are all been broke 14 times. Are those knuckles or plums on your fingers?
Your fingers
what the heck
cannot
is
be
going
that big.
Oh, like putting a 4-pound dumbbell up there.
Have you ever,
That's
have you
from
ever
another
heard
episode.
John Mulaney talk about going to the doctor?
No, I have not.
He says the doctor does that, and he said he made it sound like a little girl. He goes, I went, ooh. You have to go listen to it. It's very funny.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
All right, that's all I had with my fits. I don't know if you had anything you wanted
nothing
to add.
really profound.
Hopefully they let me poop in a box.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure the mailman loved getting those boxes. Cola gar. Oh.
handle with extreme care.
Yeah.
Do not smash that box.
This side up.
UPS is flinging it around.
Do not, yeah.
For Gile.
Yes.
Discreetly packaged, hopefully.
Yes. Or it gets delivered to the wrong address. Oh, what's this?
Oh, must be my new book. Ah! Oh, man, that would be bad.
Yes, it would.
All right. Well, I got nothing else with that. That's all I had with the exam.
That's good.
So, all right. Well, let's. So you said you had something, but you're going to skip that for this week?
We'll wait on it.
Okay.
I want to research it a little more.
Okay. Well, my goodness, that's never stopped us before.
Well, I want
just-
to, and you guys can start looking too. What I want to do is I want to find various apps and review them. So
Dating
I found,
apps? Is that what you were?
Well, no, this one, okay, now you're going to make me.
Tinder.
No, this one was
I think my wife is going to like this segment.
it kind of would have tied into our medical stuff. It's called Tapping Solution.
Tapping?
Yes. And it's about self-wellness. It's about tapping yoga.
Oh. I didn't
So
know what we were tapping.
Basically, so yeah, you have categories and stuff that, you can go in, and the free ones are like, motivate me to have a productive day. And then you listen to this person talk, and meanwhile you're like tapping on the side of your hand or your eyebrows or your sides of your eyes.
So it helps me to develop a nervous tick?
That was
Every time I get nervous, I start tapping my head.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Doug? Oh, he's just coping.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah. Well, it's funny because I went to the they had motivate me to have a productive day, release general pain, clearing negative energy.
Not specific pain, though. It's
No.
just
No.
general.
General.
We're not helping you with some specific pain.
And they've got different sleep support or, let's see, micro boosts or instant boosts, instant boost of happiness. So you can listen to this, tap on yourself a little bit.
Instantly.
And have.
Where am I tapping to get instant happiness? Just out of curiosity. I mean, I don't know. Is my elbow maybe?
Or here's what I'm stressed
top
about.
of my head? What's going on?
I'm stressed about my
My
family.
wife, what are you doing? I'm trying to get instant happiness. It's on the app.
It told me to.
I swear. Greg's making us do it. You're going to have a lot of questions next week, Greg.
They have coronavirus stress, anxiety relief.
Oh, turn the TV off.
So
It's time to get rid of that one.
So, I mean, do you want to hear what they do or not? Or you want to wait?
Oh, we can wait. I was just curious.
Yeah.
We can get into that, though.
It's funny. I got the free version of the app, and they've got a bunch of different, free of these that you can do. But they've got one about wealth and abundance, and there's no free ones in that one.
No.
You got to pay for those.
Well, if you have
So they're making money. It makes
yes,
them
yeah.
less stressful.
That's right.
But you're more stressed because you're spending the money. So, yeah, anyways, we got pregnancy and emotional support. So if you're thinking about having a baby, we could do that one. So anyways, yeah, we'll look at that or a different app next time.
All right. Well, I've got a poll. That'll be funny in a second. I found a poll here of 86 nations. And what they did was
We're looking for the key to instant happiness.
maybe.
Tapping.
And if you can't get instant happiness, they probably have a pill to help it.
Yes, they do.
They said they did a study of not just American, but of men's manhood.
P words.
Yes. America has the 59th biggest average manhood out of 86.
Wow.
I'm like, wow, we're really
not-
really slid down.
We're really
the
falling
scale there.
behind.
We have fallen. We've gone limp, so to speak. So they've done 86. We're going to try to keep this up.
Oh, man.
So
Yes,
they
we'll keep
did
it
this-
PG.
They did this poll. Let me ask you, if you haven't looked, I don't know if you have. It's
No.
fine.
I'm looking now.
Who do you think is number one?
Oh, shoot. I just looked.
Well, no, you looked at it. Don't look at it.
I already did.
Did you look?
No, I haven't looked.
All right.
I,
Give me one of the top five. See if you can give me the top five largest manhood worldwide. This is worldwide, not just northern southern hemisphere here, Mike.
okay.
You want a hint? No.
I don't know. I'm just going to say somewhere in Africa. I don't know.
Well, Sudan. That was number 4.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Number
Right.
4. So number 1, Ecuador, which was a shock. I thought.
I guess.
Okay. That's interesting.
Cameroon.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
number
there's-
2.
Yeah.
Bolivia. Number 3.
No, too sexy.
Okay. Haiti is number 5. That rounds out your top 5 right
Okay.
there.
All right.
Who's at the bottom? Who do you think is at the bottom? Who's 85, 86? Give me either one of those two.
I'm going to go with, let's say China is one of those.
Oh, now we're on a list.
Yeah. That just got picked
China's
up.
68.
Okay.
You're in the right area,
Close.
though.
Close.
They're 61.
Okay, I'm going the wrong way. Korea. North Korea.
They're not
I
on the
don't
list, are
even
they?
see them on here.
All right.
I don't have the
I'm
full
going the
list.
wrong way, so I don't know.
I only have a partial list. Cambodia. So the U.S. is the 59th,
Or Taiwan.
the
Would've
59th
been.
largest with this is average, 5.35 inches. That is,
Yes.
yes. In action mode, let's say. I'm trying to-
Once you've done some tapping.
Yes. Yes. It's so Ecuador is at 6.93. That's the average.
Oh.
So could be better, but Cambodia is at 3.95. So now my question is, they did this poll, right? Were they telling people, hey, we want to know? And the people at the bottom of the list, do you think they realize they're at the bottom of the list? Because if you do you're not going to throw that number out there, right?
You wouldn't think so.
Right.
I bet the China government's, they read this because, we talked about their military and how manly they want their men and stuff.
Yeah.
They're
That's
a little
kinda why
far
I was-
down the list.
That's kind of why I was guessing on the
France, Germany, Australia, they're all above the United States. France at 11, Germany at 39, Australia at 43. But we beat out Japan just barely. They're at 5.34. We are at 5.35. UK, they're down at 66. So, and then Ireland. So, we have room to grow. Let's put it that way. I'm not sure what we're supposed to do about it.
Yeah.
man.
I don't know how we change this position.
It says online pharmacy from Mars analyzed Google data from 86 countries to come up with the findings.
Analyze
Who's
what?
put it on Google?
That is
Excuse me.
exactly. That's the real reason I wanted to bring this up and talk about this, because how does Google have this data? I've
Well, I
heard them
guess
say
Alexa
that
and everything's listening, but
I've heard of people saying all these tech companies are stealing your personal data. This is very personal data. They're stealing it. How are they getting this? How are they measuring it? What is
I
happening?
don't know. Are you wearing that smartwatch to the bathroom?
You know what? Maybe I am.
It's watches. See, I don't have a smartwatch.
I'm going to poke it in the eye when I go in there from now on.
Fling it out on the bed as you go into the bathroom. I'm not wearing a watch in there.
But it's like, how is Google data getting this?
I wonder why Alexis was laughing when I went to bed.
Asking me all these questions. It's kind of personal, is it? Well, we'd really like to know.
Yeah.
For science, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's there is one guy I won't get into. He supposedly has the world's largest at 18.9 inches.
No.
That's what it says. A doctor in 2015 measured him to. But he suffers from urinary tract infections. He can't have intimate relations at all. So it says
I bet he's one of those words we wouldn't pronounce.
very, very possible.
Those
Very
medical
possible.
words.
It says here, he began an enlargement routine to try when he was a teen to try to make it bigger. He would wrap bands with weight around his male member to stretch it out. Well, that's fantastic. Now you've got the largest one that isn't usable. So what did that
broke
gain
it.
you? Yes, you broke it. You broke it. So I don't know what the point of that was or why you would want to. But anyway, so there you go. But the biggest thing I really want to touch on is, how does Google data have all of this private information about it? And what else is there out there?
Well,
I probably
that's
don't wanna
about as
know.
private as you can get.
I can't think of anything more private than that. That's about as private as you can get. So, I don't
Thanks,
know.
Google.
Thanks. Keep your hands to yourself, Google. Now I'm gonna have to take my smartwatch off anytime I do anything. So, I don't know. Do you guys have anything else, or move on to?
I don't think so for that.
I don't know if I'm more concerned about Google or if I'm more concerned that people are tying weights to certain parts of their body.
Well,
that
I'm
is
more
pretty
concerned with
disturbing.
Google because I'm
Oh,
not
yeah,
tying weights to myself, and unless
yeah.
they are going to kidnap me and tie weights to it, then I'm more concerned. But for now, my primary
Oh, my
concern
goodness.
is Google's invasion of privacy.
Yes.
That's fair.
All right, the last thing I have is these scientists, they have an AI program that they use to help them come up with different drugs to
Sure.
basically to help out people. You
Oh,
know,
right.
So they use this thing.
Such as the goal of science is to help people.
That's
Yeah.
what we want to do.
Yeah.
They have this AI, and what they'll do is they'll put in different compounds, or they'll tell it, make up these compounds to try to treat different.
I knew kids in high school that would do that.
Yes.
mix different compounds
Yes.
for different things.
Well, they would do it to try to come up with drugs that would help different medical conditions or things like that. Probably small manhood, all kinds of wonderful technology. But for whatever reason, they decided, let's try an experiment. And so instead of having it, check the medications to make sure that it was a good and proper medication and wasn't poisonous, they tweaked it a little bit. And they gave it the chemical compound for this substance called VX. It's some kind of a nerve agent. It's odorless, and even the smallest drop can cause a human to sweat and twitch. So they gave it this, and they programmed it to say, okay, see if you can create a chemical that will harm or kill people.
Why in the world?
Just for fun.
Oh, for fun. Yeah.
Just for fun.
Just for fun.
Well, in 6 hours, it
What's
came
the
up
damage?
with 40,000 new possible chemical weapons.
Now, how do they know? Did they test it on somebody?
It doesn't say.
Hey, Smith, get in here. This robot just created some stuff we want to have you try.
Yeah. And it says that they withheld the specific details on how they managed to turn the good acting AI into evil version. But, they fed it some of the stuff about the chemical weapon, and then it brought up, I like the 40,000 new chemical weapons, not just old ones. And it doesn't it never tells what drugs it actually came up to help people. So maybe not, it came up with no drugs to help, but it's like, here's 40,000 that can kill you.
Here's 40,000. Oh, and I made this new candy too.
And why are they doing it? Yes. We've talked before, AI robots, they are taking over the world. And not only that, you're giving them all kinds of new ideas like, hey, can you come up with something to kill you? Or to kill humans? Well, let me see. Just off the top of my head, here's 40,000. It's like, what? It's ready to go. It's like, I've been working on this for a while. Here you go. 40,000 chemical drugs or chemical weapons now that can kill human beings. 40,000 new ones.
Wow.
On top of the old ones.
Yeah, I've got some serious questions here. So, right off the top, it's like, why do I feel like all these AI stories start with something like, hey, watch this?
Yeah.
Hold my beer.
Yeah. That's
The
always
the scientific
the other
version of
robot's
that.
holding
Right.
it.
Right. And then second of all, just like what Doug said, we've seen the robots who can run around. They're more athletic than me. They run around, they jump, they can do barrel rolls probably,
They shoot accurately.
Yeah. We got the dogs with mounted, sniper rifles on
Yeah.
the back of dogs. What's...
Baseball fan robots.
Yeah. In the hands.
Stripper robots.
Yeah.
We've had stripper robots.
So what's another...
We've got robots that are taking over the sex work. They're infiltrating every aspect of human life.
Sure. And, why not? Let's just give them... Let's let them equip themselves with thousands upon thousands of chemical weapons.
Yeah.
Sure, that sounds like a great idea. So when I'm not being hunted by the killer robots running around or not bunkering down from the sniper dogs, you got to worry about the chemical weapon agents that are out there being released too. So it's great.
Yeah.
Once the robots
Great.
off us, is there going to be like layers of robots? Like, are we going to have homeless robots and there's going to be stupid ones that work at McDonald's and stuff like that? Are we going to, because there's still got to be a hierarchy. I mean,
It's a good question.
out on the street, got a little tent set up.
I feel like even the stupid robots could outdo the humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think pretty much.
They would be the managers at McDonald's. Well, look at those stupid robots managing the humans at the McDonald's.
You're just a kiosk.
Oh my gosh.
So, said here that researchers were in two mindsets about even publishing the case. One of the researchers explained.
Why would we tell people about this?
Yeah.
Well, one of them
This is
explained
now.
the data set they used in the AI could be downloaded for free, and they worry that all it takes is some coding knowledge to turn a good AI, into a chemical weapon making machine. At the end of the day, we decided that we kind of want to get ahead of this.
Kinda.
I love that. Because if it's possible for us to do it, it's likely that some adversarial agent somewhere else may be already thinking this.
Oh, you don't say.
Oh, I'm sure
Or in
somebody's
the
thinking.
future,
Don't say.
it's going to think about it. Okay, so you're ahead of it. So what are you going to do about it, though? Other than you said, yeah, it's possible.
Turn off that robot.
We don't want anybody to do it, but it's possible. So there you go.
Goodness.
Be careful out there, everybody. The AI is coming for you.
But it's like we do it to ourselves. We keep doing it. We keep literally we're shooting ourselves in the foot with
We
these robot
are
things.
constantly shooting ourselves in the foot.
Why?
I don't know.
Goodness.
And we're more concerned about the size of worldwide manhood than whether the AI. The AI is probably looking like, we need to kill them off. Look at what they're doing. This is it. This is what they're doing.
That's all they got.
Yeah.
Well, Google data
that's
probably told the AI, it's like, listen,
That's right.
they're making me collect data on how large their manhood is and
Yeah.
send it around the world.
So when the hunter-killer robots, they can at least embarrass you a little bit first. They can make you feel the pity.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I got nothing else.
I've got nothing.
Man, jeez.
We'll end on a happy note.
Birthday
right.
parties.
All right. Hey, thank you for tuning in. The end of April. The next one we'll release will be May. And
Wow.
it's hard to believe we're coming into May. Hopefully we'll get some nice weather. It's still been cold and crappy and awful.
Standard Illinois fare.
But I think we even have some more robot news for next week. I
great.
pushed off, so
Great.
little more lighthearted, I think.
Oh.
I think
We'll
Mike's
go
a
with little
robot.
lighthearted. Like what?
I think Mike's a robot.
Maybe he is.
See, he's getting upset.
Stay tuned to find out.
To throw us off.
Yeah, to
throw
throw
us
us
off the
off.
scent. So, all right. Thanks again for listening, tuning in. Please give us a 5-star rating. If you like the show, write a review. We like reading those. And hit that share button. Help us put that podcast out there. Hope you're tuning in 7 days. And until then, see ya.
Later.
Peace. Beep, boop, boop, bop, beep.
Well, that wraps up another episode. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe. And you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.